Morning bees, and welcome to my own personal hive. Today I've got several things that I want to share with you. First, I want to thank all of our bees for sending me your poems about school being closed. It was nice to hear from all of you. You had some neat ideas and funny poems, and I'm going to share a few of those with you today. But before I do that, I want to introduce you to one of my friends. This is Madison. Madison is one of my puppy dogs. I actually have two. She's an English lab. And the reason why she's an English lab is because she's short and stocky. You can see how thick she is, which is different from an American lab, which is taller and thinner. And Maddie is named Madison after Dolly Madison, who was a former First Lady of the United States of America. And the reason why we decided to name her Maddie is because she was born on President's Day, and she's about 6 or 7 years old now. So the reason why I wanted to introduce her to you today is because Maddie struggles with some of the things that we're going to talk about in our story today, and that's worrying. She's definitely a worry dog. Anything from walking up the basement stairs to going into somebody else's house to a truck driving by. Her biggest worry is probably the vacuum cleaner. As soon as the vacuum cleaner comes out of the closet, Maddie runs into a corner and hides because she worries about the noise that the vacuum cleaner is going to make. So in the book that we're going to be reading today, it's going to be talking about worrying. But before we do that, I shared many of your poems online through social media. I wanted to read a few to you this morning as well. The first poem that I'm sharing is by Haley Purdue. She wrote, "School is out, what a sprout. Closed away, and what a day. Happy or sad, it's okay. Okay, what a day. Out of school is a little fun, so have a lollipops and have some fun." Thank you for your submission, Haley. And I'm gonna pull up some other poems here. And this poem is from Ava, who is a third grader at Sydney Fenn. And her poem is, "Staying home from school makes me kind of crazy, so I'll try my best to not get lazy. School is so fun, there is so much to do, but staying home makes me want to say boo. But all the things I'm still going to do, math, writing, and reading too. Math, science, and reading galore. Those are some things I really adore. Spending time with my family will be great, but I will try not to stay up too late. I'm really sad that school closing is here, but that is the end of my poem. See you later in the year." Definitely try not to stay up too late. I know my own kids are struggling with staying up too late. And the last poem that I'm going to share today, and I'll continue to share your submissions throughout our time at home so you can hear what other students are doing. But the last one is from Spencer, and he is a kindergartner at Ella Canavan. His poem is, "School is closed because the bad germs are here, but I don't like it because I love school. But it could still be fun at home, but school is better. We will all be okay." And I think that's a good message coming from Mason, that things are going to be, from Spencer, I'm sorry, that things are going to be okay. So today's book that I want to read to you is called, "Is a Worry Worrying You?" And I know with all that's going on right now with being home from school, that you might have some worries, and you might have some worries that has nothing to do with being home from school. So let's read a little bit and talk little bit about worrying. Before I begin reading the book, I would like to recognize Tanglewood Press, which is located in Terre Haute, Indiana. I was able to talk to their offices yesterday, and they were very excited that we were going to be using their books to read to you to help us get through this time that we're at home. So, "Is a Worry Worrying You?" by Fierda Wolf and Harriet Savitz. you ever have a worry that won't go away? What is a worry anyway? A worry is a thought that stops you from having fun, from feeling good, from being happy. Don't bother looking for a worry because you'll never find it. It is invisible, but it seems very real. Suppose, just suppose, 100 elephants come to tea and you discover you don't have any tea bags. Uh-oh! What will you do with a herd of thirsty elephants? Now that's a worry. But you can get rid of that worry by offering the elephants lemonade instead. I actually would love elephants would visit me because elephants are my favorite animal. You can feel tired from a worry, or sad or sick. A worry can feel like a heavy sack is on your back, only it isn't there. Suppose a gorilla at the playground borrows your skateboard and doesn't return it when he said he would. You give yourself a stomachache because you are sure that he will keep it forever. Now that's a worry. But you can get rid of that worry by going up to that gorilla and asking for it back. Or maybe you can make a deal. You borrow his rollerblades and the two of you can skate together. A worry can scare you out of your shoes. Suppose a monster moves in under your bed and you're afraid if you go to sleep, it will do something horrible. So you stay awake all night. Now that's a worry. But you can get rid of that worry by singing the monster lullabies until you both fall asleep. A worry can make a perfect day seem gloomy. Suppose you are all ready for the first day of school, but you find out that your new teacher is a bear. What will happen if you forget your homework? Now that's a worry. But you can get rid of that worry by thinking about how your teacher might feel in a new class. You give her a jar of honey to make her feel welcome. Anyone can have a worry. Parents, teachers, sisters, friends, even superintendents. Suppose Camille Camel, who is your best friend, is getting ready for a fancy party and falls and scrapes her knees. She is worried that she won't be able to go, so she comes to you for help, but you don't know what to do. Now, both of you have a worry. But you can get rid of both worries by putting bright pink bandages with yellow stars on her scraped knees. She smiles and goes off to the party while your worry disappears because you helped a friend. A worry isn't polite. It has no manners. It doesn't ask if it can enter, it just barges in, and it will stay as long as you let it. Suppose Uncle Herman is coming to visit, and you know he'll want to see you, but his voice is as loud as a roaring lion, and it makes you want to run away. Now that's a worry. But you can get rid of that worry by remembering that you always have a good time with Uncle Herman because he likes to play board games with you. And he doesn't talk so much then. Get out your checkers. Here he comes. Most of the time, something you worry about never happens. Suppose you see a rhinoceros walking on the other side of the street. He is so big and strong. What if he were to cross over and hit you? That is a worry. but he is on his way to the store and never even looks at you. A worry is as big or small as you let it be. Suppose a bald eagle makes a nest in your tangled hair, and you think everyone will laugh at you because you have an eagle on your head. Or worse, it will build a nest so big that you won't be able to get out of it. Or even worse than that, it will think you are a newborn eaglet and fly away with you, and you will never see your family again. Now that is certainly a worry. But you can stop that worry as soon as it gets started by getting a haircut. The eagle will just have to find another tangle to build its nest. His hair is totally buzzed off. So, how can you get rid of a worry once it starts worrying you? You can. Imagine it away. Put it in a suitcase and send it packing. Seal it in an envelope and mail it away. Stand in the corner while you have fun. Hide it in a closet and close the door. Do something else. Take out your deck of cards and don't let it play. Write a story. Play with a friend. Bake a cake. Face it. Look at it and see if it makes any sense. Tell it to go away. Discuss your worry with someone else. Work on the thing that is worrying you. Think another thought. Remember a good time that you had. Think about what you were doing and not about what might happen. Replace a worry with a happy thought. Let a worry thought remind you to smile. A worry knows something that you should know. You can get rid of a worry anytime you want. It just takes a little patience. Don't worry, you can do it. The end. So I want to tell you what I do when I get worries. I really enjoy running. So if I'm feeling worried or stressed, I get outside and I try and take a run, and by the time I come back, I'm feeling all relieved and relaxed. I want to hear how you handle worries. Today's assignment from our story time is for you to create a comic strip or draw a picture or write a story about a worry and how you make that worry go away. Again, submit your stories, pictures, comic strips to me, and I'll post them online, and I'll read some of them during our next story hour. Thank you, and have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.